So what is al-lahu? Al-lahu in the Arabic language, it refers to something that doesn't have any benefit. In the religious sense, it refers to something that has no benefit in your deen and has no benefit in your dunya. Like, you go to work. Perhaps it's not a religious experience, but it's not lahu because it has some benefit. You're there for a purpose. You go to school, there's a purpose, right? You're playing sports, at least there's some health benefit. There's something there. But when you engage in activities that have no benefit in your worldly life and have no benefit in the hereafter, first and foremost in forms of speech, and secondly in forms of any other activity, this would be under al-lahu. Practically what that means is, for you and me, a lot of times we don't even realize that we're engaging in such activity. Small talk, unnecessary, just cracking jokes here and there. Now, making a joke here and there is okay, but if you're spending a half hour talking about just nothing, just hanging out, chilling, right? Now, you could argue, well, I'm not doing anything haram, I'm just hanging out with my friends, and we're just going out for some sandwiches, but that whole entire trip and that whole entire hangout session has no benefit in deen or dunya, except the food, then this was lahu. If you're among friends, you're into video games or something, and I'm guilty of this too, among youth, you're talking about, what new game came out, and man, it wasn't any good, and the ending was boring, and blah, blah, blah. You could spend endless amounts of hours just talking about this stuff. And now, subhanAllah, shaitan has worked hard and produced new activities, new opportunities for us to engage in lahu by means of online role-playing games and, all of these, literally, you could sit behind a screen for hours in your virtual life, right? And this is happening. This is very, very real. Youth are involved in this kind of stuff all the time. It's the profuse use of the internet. It's the addiction to YouTube. What's the top video today, right? What came out? And then, there's this addiction to television, of TV series. Oh my God, what's going to happen in the next episode? And you can't wait, and you're discussing it with your coworkers because it's the season finale or the season premiere or something. And it's ridiculous. I mean, this culture has been so exaggerated.
Everything that comes to us from Allah is a ni'mah. All of it is a ni'mah, and we will be asked about each and every one of it. ثُمَّ لَتُسْأَلُنَّ يَوْمَئِذٍ عَنِ النَّعِيمِ. The other meaning of na'im, because of the ya in it, is a constant blessing. Blessings that you enjoyed consistently. You turned the tap and water just came out. You opened the eyes and the ability to see was there. You didn't have to file an application every time. They were just made available and accessible to you. So you'll be asked about these instances of na'im. The way that Ash-Shawkani deals with this subject, he says, and the way he ties it together, subhanAllah, عَنِ النَّعِيمِ الدُّنْيَا الَّذِي أَلْهَاكُمْ عَنِ الْعَمَلِ لِلْآخِرَةِ. The surah began, takathur did what to you? It distracted you. What are the things that distracted us? Na'im. The blessings Allah gave us are the ones that distracted us. If we remember that these blessings will be the things that will be questioned, that instead of these blessings becoming a means by which we get distracted, these blessings will become a means by which we stay on track. The blessings of Allah becomes a means to remember Him, to remember and to be grateful to Him, and to remember that we will be answerable for these amanat that Allah has given us, because in the end, whatever we've been given is not ours, it's His. فَمَا أُوتِيتُم مِّن شَيْءٍ فَمَتَاعُ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. Whatever you've been given is worldly utility. And it was given to you, it's not yours. It was, when he says, it was given to you, that means it wasn't yours, it was somebody else's, right? It's Allah's, and it was given to you. And it's given to you, it will be also taken away. SubhanAllah. So, ثُمَّ لَتُسْأَلُنَّ يَوْمَئِذٍ عَنِ النَّعِيمِ. In regards to an-na'im for the believer, another commentary that we find is, it will also be the messenger. It will be the Qur'an. It will be the truth. Isn't that the ultimate blessing in this world? What did you do with that blessing? What did you do with this knowledge? What did you do with the fact that Allah blessed you to say Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? That's not a small gift. There's 80% of the world's population doesn't enjoy that gift. But we do. You'll be asked about that too. ثُمَّ لَتُسْأَلُنَّ يَوْمَئِذٍ عَنِ النَّعِيمِ. I just want to share with you, inshallah ta'ala, especially the young people in the audience. You don't have something called free time, guys. You don't. You are members of this ummah. Any member of this ummah, especially the young member of this ummah, is constantly working to make his society better, to do something good for people. You don't have free time. You don't have time to play video games for 8 hours. You don't have time for Grand Theft Auto. You don't have time for Modern Warfare. You don't have time. You don't have time for the new movie that's coming out. You don't have time for Superman. You don't have time. You have time to do more important things. That your youth of this ummah, hold yourself to a higher standard. Not just because the elders are telling you, because the shaykh is telling you, because somebody else is telling you. Because your own conscience should tell you. Your la ilaha illallah should tell you, man. It should tell you that you have to be active people. That you will see corruption around you in society. You'll see youth that are getting away from Allah. Who do you think will invite them? Me? No, they don't. Those kids that don't come to the masjid, those kids that don't come to any halaqat, I have no way of reaching them. You have to reach them. You know, they're your friends. They hang out with you, not with me. You gotta go to them. You have to be their du'at. You have to be an inspiration to them. So you have to make sure that you become a person of concern for those around you, your friends. Don't just complain about your friends. Man, my friends, all they do is watch movies, this and that. Have you ever advised them? Have you ever given them something more positive to do instead? Have you been a good influence for them? You know, this is what you have to do. May Allah Azza wa Jal make our youth the leaders of this ummah. And may Allah Azza wa Jal make them role models for others who have gone away from Allah, to bring them closer to Allah Azza wa Jal. May Allah make all of you examples, good examples of Islam. So the non-Muslims who come to this country, they just see you and they say, man, I want to be Muslim. I want to be like that guy. I want you to be like that. That's the character you live by. Your honesty, your integrity, the way you carry yourself, the respect you show to others. You know, they just see that and they say, man, I want to be a Muslim. These Muslims have something special. This is what you have to become. Don't think you're going to give da'wah to non-Muslims by handing them a pamphlet or giving them a website or showing them a video. The real da'wah to Islam is the character of a Muslim. It's the character of a Muslim. You are the du'at of Islam without even opening your mouth. Especially here, when you have guests coming, when you have non-Muslims coming, and they're observing the Muslims. And they don't think that it's Muslims. They're not going to say Islam is great, but the Muslims are messed up. They're not going to think like that. They're going to think Islam is messed up. Because whatever they see you doing, they think that's Islam. So whatever you're doing, no matter when you're doing it, you are ambassadors of Islam. Allah will ask you and me on Judgment Day, this is what you showed to those who were coming to Islam? Were you the reason they came close to Islam, or were you the reason they went even further away from Islam? SubhanAllah. The responsibility that rests on our shoulders. May Allah Azza wa Jal give us the ability to carry that responsibility and become responsible members of this beautiful ummah.